All right, all right, all right. Well, hello, I'm Drew Walsh. Today we are going to go over like some information that can truly change a business's life. In fact, it can be basically content or information that can help you create a business. This is literally the marketing strategy that I've used to create numerous businesses. So it's going to be worth it because nothing's going to be off limits. So this is a live stream, meaning there is a chat over on YouTube that I welcome questions. And especially today, I can go in a bunch of different directions with what I'm going to talk about. So if you ask questions, like you can get things answered that will benefit you. If you're watching this on Restream, hey, follow through. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about how AI will impact businesses and how this strategy will keep you on the cutting edge of things. And well, let me just kind of get to it here. A little out of practice on the old live streaming. But so with the home-based marketing strategy, what comes down to, yesterday I did a live stream and I talked about marketing, and that was just like foundation. It's information that we'll go over a little bit here in a moment. But this is the strategy. This is more than just like what it is. This is how you can implement and build the life that you want, which we'll go over. I am Drew Walsh. As in the towing industry, I'm known as the guy that owns Towing.com. But prior to Towing.com, and still, I'm much more than just Towing.com. I actually have created numerous different businesses, one of which, using this strategy here, the home-based marketing strategy, I created actually a room about the size that I'm in, this little 10 by 10 office. I started an auto transport brokerage back in the, I guess it would have been like 2000, and applied this strategy to it, turned that into a multi-million-dollar business. I then took the strategy and applied it to additional businesses. I sold leads. I did this one here, Transport Reviews, still up and running, multi-million-dollar businesses, all based off this framework, so I know it works. Now the question is, can I communicate it to where you can know you can do it, and then of course whether you're motivated or not to do it. And here is the motivation. It is this here. It is the pursuit of your ideal life. This is, if you were with me yesterday, if you watched yesterday's live stream, you know that all of marketing is in pursuit of your ideal life. And I want to continue that pursuit with this strategy. If you we can't have a marketing strategy if it's not in pursuit of this, because as we talked about yesterday, all of marketing is solving the problems to get to here. So how do you get to that ideal life? Well, you got to build something, right? We're out to build something. All that we talked about with the 2-bucket marketing strategy is about building something. Many of us, whether you're running a business or not running a business, we can go through many years of our life, and we can make money and then spend that money, and then you wake up maybe 5-10 years down the road and you really don't have anything. You didn't build something. There's like a theoretical value that you've created, but there's not actually something tangible. Well, what we want to make sure we're doing is, when you're running your company, you want to make sure you're making the right decisions, that you're building something. You're building wealth. You're building that security, flexibility. Maybe it's fame. Maybe you're looking for people to know you. And you're building certainty. You want to have certainty built into your life. All of these, you might think, as long as I have enough money, I'll have them. But it's not that easy. And don't wait 10, 20 years down the road to find that out. This is going to help build something. This is about the building the home base. So as I mentioned yesterday, we talked about the path between you and how do I get what I want out of life is just a series of well, I would need to accomplish this, and then I would need to accomplish this. Maybe that is the red triangle being, I need to make $1 million. And the blue circle is, well, first I'd have to be able to pay the bills and start a business that makes enough money to survive. And once you have those problems, like in order to start that business, I have to do things, I have to take actions. So now I have a problem, and to get to the blue circle, it's solving that problem. Well, that is what marketing is. We talked about that yesterday. So to get to what you want in life, you are just going and using marketing to solve the different problems that you have in life. Now, the reason why I put this back up here is because everything builds on that. So I want to make sure that we're setting the foundation. If I'm going quickly, just you can watch yesterday's live stream. In order to get there, in order to build what you're building, you need to pursue something that's ideal marketing. And what we talked about with ideal marketing is, one, there's no trolls, there's nobody taking from you. So maybe you started the business, you've ran it for some period of time, and you don't have anything to show for it, even though maybe it's very successful. Like maybe you've made a bunch of money, but like you don't have the security. There's no security there. And that could be because you make $1 million, you put $1 million into your ads to make another $1 million. And really the people that are making money from your activities are the trolls, the Google, the ad, different things like that. So that's not the solution. We don't want to just make money for somebody else. It's about building something, and that means being able to keep and operate what you want to do yourself. So we know that ideal marketing doesn't have trolls. And in order to build something, like whether it's wealth, security, flexibility, fame, certainty, the question becomes, where can you store the value? We're all familiar with I make money and I put it into the bank account so I have cash. That's one thing that it is a kind of the basic level of storage of value. So if I have $1 million in the bank, then I'm going to be good, is maybe what you're thinking. And that's certainly a good option for you. The other one, which we touched on yesterday, and this is what ideal marketing moves you towards, is building a brand. And that is storing value as goodwill. And this is a reputation that is this right here, where your solution is known as whenever anybody experiences a problem. So in the towing industry, you might be the person that everybody calls in your area when they need a tow, or they're broke down, they lock their keys in their car, to jumpstart, whatever it is. You are instantly who they think of when they have that problem. That is goodwill. That is what we want to pursue. And of course, in order to pursue and build that brand that you're branding, you don't want trolls, because trolls keep you from actually owning it. So that was discussed yesterday, the 2-bucket marketing framework. That is retaining. Those buckets get filled with your goodwill. They get filled with your experiences, your authority, and they maintain that value to where you can store the value that you create. So now you're working for something. You're accumulating not just money. Money's boring, in my opinion. It's more important to acquire and store the value and experiences that you can share with others, which is part of what I'm trying to do here on the stream, is share the things that I've learned to accumulate and store value with you. And that brings me to number 3. One of the things that where you can store value is in real estate, right? Maybe you are a towing company that owns your building, your lot. It's one of the ways that you store your value. Real estate, as in the real tangible real estate, is what is a common one for people to store their value in. But as you may know, I happen to be somebody that's a big fan of the digital real estate, and that is the domain names. Domain names are the digital real estate of the internet. So as we go through this framework, you're going to see me talk about that. Like, we can store value in the ones and zeros, the data that makes up the internet and your company. And there's so many benefits to this, and it doesn't need to be complicated. You may be sitting there thinking right now, like, oh, he's going to expect me to be a programmer or whatever else. And the answer is no. Like, this is meant to give you options as a company owner, a way that you can take the things that I've learned and apply them to your business. Is it techie? Is it based on the internet and stuff? Yes, it is. But I'm here to tell you that it is worth it. It is worth it to go through what we're going to be talking about here, because, hey, you're building something. You don't want to get 10 years, 20 years down the road. And it's great if you have a bunch of money and maybe a good brand, but what are the ways, what are the engines that are operating to produce the company and keep it going in the future? Those are those digital assets. So I want to, before I move on to the actual framework, I just want to say, like, yes, it's internet stuff. And when 2000 and, geez, I guess it was 2009, I once went to I was at a trade show, and while at this trade show, I believe it was in Florida, so a couple walked by and they saw that Towing.com was on the sign, and they're like, what does the internet have to do with towing? And possibly you today are kind of still, some percentage of you, 10, 20, 30%, are still wondering, what does the internet have to do with towing? And very much building that value is what it has to do with towing. This is how you can build towards your future life, to where your customers have a path to you and the various things that we're going to talk about. Like, whatever percentage of you still wants to fight to get rid of towing having anything to do with the internet, I get it, but I just hope that today, for the next 30 minutes or so, you can set that aside and go through this and see, hey, maybe you can do this. In fact, you can do it, and each level builds on itself. So maybe just start with the first one, and here it is. Here we go. So this is the home base, the home base. And by home base, I'm talking about home plate, right? Where you want to go, where you score, but more importantly, your castle, what you are building. This is your home base, where all the operations of your life take place. Back in the day, in fact, I can, you picture those old medieval castles, and those medieval castles are a big castle in the middle with little smaller houses and things, and there's a wall around it. It's their home base. That is what we're out to build. So first, number one thing is getting your address, getting your place on the internet, and that is that top one there. Buy the best domain name you can. So to start with this one, yes, easy for a guy that owns Towing.com to talk about this, but we didn't start with Towing.com. We started with Towing.com, in fact. And when we started with auto towing, it was really all we could afford. And we didn't even know if we could really apply and have an impact in the towing industry. It was the first time we were doing anything. So we paid, I believe it was around $9,000 for Towing.com. We bought it at auction in order to try this out. And then we added on a couple other ones. But basically, we had to start somewhere. Now, the best domain is not just a matter of opinion, is what I want to go over here. Is there are domains that are better than others. And so I got some tips here. I just so happen to be a domain expert, one of the main ones here in the kind of the world, I guess you could say. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. Let me move myself over to the other side here. Okay, so essentially, here's some of the tips that I have. So if you have a domain name that violates one of these, then so be it. Now you know that you can change it up. But you want it to be easy to say over the phone. You want it to be something that you can just pass it over the phone easily. When I started that auto transport brokerage, like, gosh, I guess at like 99 or 2000, a long time ago, the domain name, the only one I can get was one, it was called theexpressauto.com. Horrible, horrible domain name. And every time we gave it over the phone, which we were doing 100 times a day, oh yeah, you can contact us, fill out a quote on theexpressauto.com. And they're like, The Express Auto? Yeah, The Express. And we'd have to explain the domain name every time we're trying to pass this information. So it has to be something that is easy to pass over the phone. What is easy to pass over the phone? When you say it, it's just known. Like, before you register the domain name, just test it out. Like Towing.com, no problem. Now, we own a domain name Tows.com. And when I tell people, hey, Tows.com, which is one of our shorter domains, they're always like, so like feet? Like toes? Like, no. Tows is in towing. Like, so you can see how like you have to kind of think about like giving it out verbally. A lot of companies, small business especially, we love using wordplay. We love our puns. Please don't do it. You're gonna run into a lot of headaches with giving that over the phone. You're gonna have to explain it every single time, which is maybe fun when you're sitting around your buddies and you're deciding to get that domain name. But if you're doing it for 100 times a week, it gets very old having to explain like, yeah, theexpressauto.com, it's THE Express, so there's two E's in the middle, and like, oh my, it just save yourself, get a good address. So again, no words, no word plays, avoid numbers. If you have company numbers in your company name, possibly don't put the numbers in your domain name. Go with a location or something more generic. The reason being, like, okay, we're at 7towing.com. Well, is it spelled 7towing.com, or is it the same thing? You're going to have to explain it every time you give it over the phone, and I want to save you that. Do a .com. Everybody expects .com. It is the main extension. You can go with others as a local business, but you're always going to wish you had the .com, and you're going to lose some traffic and things to the .com if you don't have it. So just keep that in mind. When you can get it, sometimes they're expensive. But when it makes sense, you can buy it. They actually do hold value. They're like Towing.com, for example, is worth a lot of money. I paid, I believe, $175,000 back in 2007 when I bought it. It was as much as my house, that the house I put on the line to buy it. So they do have value, and so assuming you get the right kind, which these tips will help you get the right kind of domain name. And then finally, keep them short, 2 to 3 words. Avoid the word and, ideally, and any other filler words. If your main domain is not available, just a little tip, you can add like call at the beginning. So call bobstowing.com, call tomstowing.com if tomstowing.com is not available. Make sense? Call's a good one. It's a good one. It looks good on the side of your truck. When they think of it, it thinks it's action. Forward momentum towards you. So there you go. Buy the best domain you have. Now, what can you do with that domain name? Like I said, these all build on each other. So you can just start here. Like, you don't have to do all the other things. You can get a domain name. And I don't want you to do this, but you could forward it to like a Facebook page. You can forward it somewhere to where now you can have your real estate. You can start to build it out, even if it is just forwarding to another place. A domain name forward is what that would be. You can find YouTube videos on teaching how to do these kinds of things. But that would take a domain name and point it to whatever you want. So you are buying your real estate, that empty lot for your towing company that you are building a future empire on. So there, you get the best domain you can. Now back to the framework, and that is, okay, you have the domain name. Pretty simple. Build a website on your domain name, right? Build a domain name or build on your website. Now, I know that's easier said than done. There are lots of different services out there, a few of them up on the screen over here. Like, the most basic website just needs to be your company's information. It doesn't need to be anything major. remember, this is just a way to pass on your information to your customers or potential customers, to where you can just say, hey, find me at drewstowing.com or cincinnatitowingcompany.com. And then they have your phone number. They can add it and bookmark it and so on. One of the ones that I could recommend for you would be like Card. You can see the double R in there. One of those weird things that the big business VC things do. But $20 a year, it's a nice, easy, clean site. Then, of course, you have to be a little more techie, but there's Wix.com, GoDaddy has them, WordPress, or what I built to solve this for you, there's a Towing.com member website. So if you do not have a website as a towing company, boom, as a Towing.com Gold member, you get a Towing.com member website. We want to take care of this for you. It's going to be the easiest website that you can build is through this, because you're not building a website, you're just filling out forms. So, but get a website up on that domain name, even if it's one of the $20 a year type websites. But you want to make sure that you go to your land and now there's at least a billboard there with your company's information or information to get a hold of you. Make sense? And I know you were thinking like, okay, so Drew, you're telling me this framework and this is like the most basic stuff ever. Yeah, well, I guarantee there's towing companies that are going to see this and they don't have a website. They don't think it matters to them. And I'm telling you, at least get the domain name, get your land, and put a little something up on it. Don't let it just be some for sale page or something. Get your company's information up there. These are some solutions for that. But what you really want to do, and this is the step where I'm going to lose, like where it gets a little more difficult, where you're just going to have to like lean in and know that this is going to be worth it, that you're building a future for yourself. That is, be able to change your website. Be able to change your website. You know, I know people right now are going, I don't want to become a programmer or anything like that. And I get that. I don't want you to be a programmer either. Like, there's no need to do it. But here's the thing. You need to be able to like fix the leaky drain in your house, right? Like, there are certain things that even if you're not a handy person, like for the sake of owning a home and having an asset that you are growing, well, you need to be able to maintain it in some way. And just like a home or your office or your place of business, you need to maintain it and keep it, like protect your investment. The same thing happens for your website. Like, there are many tools out there, the ones up on the screen, for example, like they make it as easy as possible. You can learn over the course of a couple hours with some videos and things how to modify your own website. A lot of people will go with a website design company. They'll put up a nice website, but then you have to email them, and like having that barrier between you, like being able to personally go in and modify something, it is, well, it's neutering your voice. It's keeping you from being able to, as the owner of the company, have a voice through your website. And that is what we don't want to do. We want to make sure you as the company owner can communicate to those people on your website. So you might be thinking, oh, my website doesn't matter. It gets like 50 people a month or something. Well, let me just put it this way. Like, if you were to go in and you enter a room and there's 50 chairs and they're all full of people that are there to learn about your company, would you just wing it? Would you take some time to actually know what you want to say to these people? They're there to learn about your company and what your solutions are for their lives and things. Like 50 people, even though it may seem like a small number when you're thinking of websites like Towing.com, they get 1,000 a day or this or that. Like, it doesn't, don't think of it as a numbers game. 50 people, 20 people that are looking to learn about your company, that matters. So do you want them to learn from somebody that just made some stuff up and tossed it out there? Or do you want it to be that you as the owner have a voice through your website You need to be able to change your own website. Again, this is one of the reasons why we have the Towing.com member website. Owners, even the most basic computer users, can go in and you're filling out a form and it appears on your website. Like it makes it to where it's easier to like a Word document, or we'll get tomorrow's training with Towing.com 101. We'll go through and show you how you can do the different things that show up on your website. But I assure you, I built it to implement this home-based marketing strategy. So whether you're using a different service or using a Towing.com member website, absolutely be able to adjust it, be able to do it. You need to be able to do that because your voice is what matters to the company. They need to be able to hear from you. So the next thing is that you need to be able to make your website as helpful as possible. I know I got a lot of text up here again. Now, what the heck does that mean? You might be thinking, I'm going to toss me up here now. So how do I make my website as helpful as possible? And this is where it's just a matter of think about your customers. What are they coming to you? This is where you talk to your customers all the time. What are the things they're asking you? Answer the questions that they're asking you on your website. That's helpful, right? If they're asking you the same question over and over, make sure you're answering it. And if it's on your website, then now you'd be like, oh, I got that on my website. I just updated that recently, or whatever else. Like, the answers are there, and they can learn that they can go to your website to get their answers available. Yesterday's training, when I talk about the 2-bucket marketing, authority is one of the key pieces. Authority is you demonstrating that you can provide a solution for the customer that will not create more problems. Like your website, build your authority on your website. Like, this is your opportunity to show video of you doing the work that you are going to do for them. This is your opportunity to show what it is that you do and build that authority. So certainly something you can do. And then what about the common actions, the things that they have to do? There are different tools that will let you be able to accept invoices and payments through your website. You can even build those things yourself. So like pricing, time estimates, requests for information. A lot of these tools that you maybe pay a third party for to be able to like allow your customer to track where the truck is when it's en route to them. Man, that should be, if you can get that on your website, talking about a home base where your customers are coming and interacting with your company. That is customer service. You are truly serving your customer with that. And then also, not just for your customers, but for your operations. I've been told that, like one of my mentors says, one of the most important things you can do as like a company owner is always be hiring talent. So most companies don't have their help wanted ads on their website. And like, if you build a brand that people know and want to work at, which is, remember that's what we're doing. We're building value. We are building something here. And if they are starting to know you and want to work for you, man, they got to be able to find out how to work for you. They're looking for you directly. Have your help wanted ads up on the website. And then, whatever actions might happen for your operations to be remote, maybe your drivers have a way to, interact with dispatch or whatever else. Those can all be done through your website. And we'll talk about a little bit more on the next step of some of the more advanced things you could do. But make your website as helpful as possible. And here's the side effect of this. Here's why you need to do this. You make your website as helpful as possible because that is what's going to draw in additional visitors. This goes back to the early days of Google, the search engine. Their entire purpose early on was to organize the world's data. And the way that you can feed information over to Google was to make sure your website was helpful to where the information on it was benefiting the visitors to your site. This is still a fundamental piece of search engine optimization. Your website being beneficial to the visitors and your customers. Google can see the intent. They see the customers coming into your website, staying there, taking information, and all of that helps you rank higher. So like what we are talking about when I'm saying like, make your home base, have a website, use the website, make it helpful. It's not just for like, oh, I have a website, it's a pretty cool website. It's because that's going to draw in more business. It's like this flywheel that will continue to, you put something up on your website, Google grabs that, they show it in the search engines, that draws in a visitor. That visitor comes in, either does business with you or asks you questions, you update your website. It's just, and it keeps going, and the result is more visitors from your area and your related keywords that you're trying to target will find you, and now you'll have more customers, and you didn't have to pay for those customers. That's the main thing that we're going for here. I want you to have customers that are coming to you that you don't have to pay for. Like, that's it. Like, don't you want customers that you don't have to like pay a click, or like they just find you, they know you? That's what we're going for, ideal marketing. Your solution is what they think of when they have a problem and they're finding you. So all of this so far will do that. Now, what I want to do is spend a little bit more time now on what I consider possibly the most advanced piece of this. But if you can do this, and also let me just mention, make your website as helpful as possible. Answer questions, Towing.com member website. You can add FAQs on there. You can update it right away. You can add information about each of your services. It adds to your website, which then allows you to appear like an expert, draw in. You're just casting fishing lines out into the world and having opportunities to bring customers into your business. All of that's possible with the member website. Some of the pricing stuff, not yet. That's kind of stuff's not there yet. You can post your help wanted ads right through your member website. That will show up on Towing.com and your member. When I built Towing.com, the entire purpose of it is to take the strategies that I have learned, that I've been successful with, and to just give them to local small businesses. That's what we're out to do. That's what I'm teaching you here, but that's also what I've created this product, Towing.com, to be able to do, is allow you to implement these strategies into your business without becoming a computer nerd, so you can tow more and worry about internet stuff less. So the final thing that we're going to spend some time with here is this strategy here. And that is, whoa, I'm over there now. Okay. I feel like Wizard of Oz all of a sudden. Pay no attention to the man floating on the screen. Okay. So, and that is work hard once. Work hard once. So, learning how to modify a website is going to require you learning a new skill, maybe. There are so many pieces of the internet that just kind of require you to work hard once. But the nice thing about this strategy and the internet and how they work together for you is, like, you working hard once, when you put it onto your home base, it goes to work for you. So let me kind of move on here. And it's work hard once on the right things. So when you are making your website helpful to people, you're putting that information out there on your website, and then that takes advantage of something about the internet that we all know, possibly in an embarrassing way, but that is internet content permanency. So basically, the stuff on the internet, it's there forever. It's there forever, right? Like, you can't. Like, if you do something and it gets captured on the internet, it's going to be there forever. That's a negative thing in some cases, but when it comes to you working hard one time, creating something or learning a new skill and putting it out there, now, because it's part of your home base, your website, something you control, you own, now
it can work for you forever. So you can work hard once. This is how you leverage big results. And I'll just show this real quick. And so you do something embarrassing. This poor girl here, she did something one time, had it on video, and now forever, she's probably some middle-aged woman now, but still out on the internet is this poor video of her. What did she expect to have happened there? I have no idea. Like, really? Okay. So this is something, if you wanted to go look into it and learn about it, it's something called content marketing. That's just what they call it. They being other internet marketer people. So I'm going to run through this real quick. You can search for content marketing. You might even find this guide here. So this is an example of content marketing. And as a towing company, you would write maybe, hey, here's how. So you can create a service page on your Towing.com member website or on your website, and you say, here's how we do a jump start, or here's how to do a jump start on your own. Whatever it is, you're teaching your content and you're creating something. Like here's a photo. We use this. We ground this. You're showing it, and you're working hard on this content that, yes, it's going to take some time to create, and you're putting it out there. In this case, they created this guide to what content marketing is and how to do it. And they probably spent months creating this. It's a very big thing. You can see all the different modules and things that they did. Well, they put this out there because they wanted it to be helpful, but they also wanted to grab in. They were casting out fishing lines to draw in customers for their keyword. The result is when you do a search for content marketing guide, this is right on top. And that's an important keyword for them. How important? In order to reach that keyword, it would have cost over $7,000 in traffic. So, and this is a little bit dated. This is from an old presentation. So over $7,000 in traffic that they generate every single month from this content that they put out there. So them as experts in content marketing, they created this, they put it out on the web, and now they've done this. Now they put a lot of time into it. You certainly don't need to put that much time into it. But there's been things I've done for Towing.com that I spent a few hours on it, put it out into the world, helping people, giving them information that they already want, being as helpful as I can. And now next thing you know, it generates traffic and people that are looking for that. So for example, this video right here, a dozen people or so will watch it today, but then over time, even though I'm just working hard once to create it, it's going to continue to people searching for towing company marketing strategies and things like that. They will trickle in and find it. So now my one time of working hard will end up pulling in traffic and visitors that are relevant to me, that I would pay for, that I value highly, that I want to put my solution in front of. Yesterday, we talked about audience. I have a target audience. It's a towing company. It's a towing company that's growing, that wants to use the internet, maybe isn't doing it yet. Those are the kind of people that I'm really trying to target. And this is the kind of content that possibly you're here to consume. This is me implementing this strategy. I'm working hard once for this right here. So in this case, $7,000 a month. And you can see back here, they started it, they put this out there, and then slowly it grew, and they even possibly modified it. Next thing you know, all of that time, just look at that, month after month after month of creating all that value for their company, because they worked hard once. Okay, so here's the bigger graph. So now I'll just kind of hit this really quick, but basically once you create the content, where do you put it? You want to put it on your website. Now this is what we are talking about today, the idea of home base. You want it on your website, but then I do want to mention that one of the things you can do to build your authority in your industry is to also publish on industry-related websites there. There's ways that we allow people to do this through Towing.com, for example. You can do blog posts. It shows on your website, shows on your profile, and then if it's related to topics around the site, it can get pulled in around Towing.com, creating and establishing a towing company as the expert, as that authority over that topic. But the goal being to be as close to your target audience as possible. Again, if you want to know more about what an audience is and why you want it, it's that piece of awareness where your target audience is that customer that is as close to ready to transact with you as possible. So that is what you want to try to do is, so maybe you publish it in a place that is in front of them. And then one last thing I'd just say, this is also on the marketing sheet that I talked about yesterday. Apologies for mentioning yesterday so much. That video is over on YouTube, probably right next to this one if you want to go back and watch it. But the content that you're creating, you can entertain, you can educate, or you can demonstrate. These are the things you're putting on your website. This is all about authority, right? So entertaining, maybe not authority, but that's more of an awareness play. Influencers, you want to entertain. You want to be a tower that's like showing off what you're doing, and people want to consume that. So many people want to know about the towing industry and about this awesome thing that happens and the things that matter to towers. You can entertain and educate, and then of course demonstrate. And that is the working hard once. So there you go. I think I have some demonstrations of ways that I have implemented this home-based strategy with other websites, but I don't think I need to share them. But let's go and kind of refresh and hop back through this. Buy a domain name, the best you can get. Build a website for your build a website on your domain name. Get it up there, whether it's a card.co website or a Towing.com member website, which I built and I am creating. Like, it is, the entire purpose of it is to implement the strategy. So especially if you're a busy towing company that doesn't want to spend a bunch of time on internet stuff, that's for you. Towing.com /join if you're not a member. You can find out more about information on that. Be able to change that website, make it as helpful as possible, which it occurred to me, one thing I did not mention, when you make your website as helpful as possible, I want to bring back up AI, artificial intelligence, the future of what's happening. Well, when your website's helpful, and one of the reasons you want to have a website as your home base is artificial intelligence. It's all about source data. It's about source data. They need to have a place that they collect information in order to show into their tool. So when you have a website, your website is source data for AI. They will come by, they'll grab that data, and they'll show it, and they'll refer to you in their sources. So if you're wondering, how do I show up in AI? How do I show up in the search engines? I mentioned how making your website helpful shows you in the search engines through search engine optimization, but it also works the same way for artificial intelligence. So if you don't have a website right now, you are limiting the future of what you can generate through AI, and that is people just going into AI and doing a search and having them find you as a towing company. So I wanted to make sure that I circled back to that because, AI needs source data, and your website is source data. In fact, if you do a search on Google on different AI tools and say, find me a towing company in this area, it will go out and do it. And typically, it'll be like source data. It's Towing.com, or if they have a website, that website is what shows up as the source data. At least with us, we tell the search engines and AI that the source of that data was their website. So. Been battering allergies. I thought I'd make it through right at the end. Okay. So there we go. We talked about the home-based strategy for marketing. If you're a towing company, to contact us. Like, let us know how we can help you. This is stuff that we already do. Entire purpose is to help towing companies implement this in the marketing strategies that are proven, like that work. This is what it's all about. And I just want to make sure I like watch it again. Let us know how we can help. It is what we are here to do. We are here to help towing companies win the internet and generate business without needing to pay the trolls, right? You get so many calls from these different marketing companies all trying to sell you Google things or Google that. And it's like you can make money that way, but you can't build a future. Like, you can make money. But if you want something that you own, which is why we start businesses, this is what this is about. This is the long game. This is the secure foundation type stuff. So there we go. With that, I am going to go ahead and exit off. I am Drew Wash, owner and creator of Towing.com, marketing guy that wants to help towing companies win the internet and, of course, help the world find towing companies directly so they can do more good for small businesses. That is what we do over on Towing.com. You should definitely be a member if you are not. We are 100% supported directly by towing companies. So the towing industry is who makes it all possible, all with just monthly benefit, monthly fees, monthly dues versus the troll ways of paying per click or per call or whatever else that is out there. Everything we do is just for a flat monthly fee. We would love to have you as a supporter. And supporters are who make this training and other live streams possible. So if you're not a supporter, make sure to thank the towing companies that are supporters in your area. And we very much appreciate you, supporters. Thank you for making this all possible. We hope that with this and many other ways, we are very worth it to you. I am Drew Wash, and take care.